Hello, and welcome to the Museum of Florida History. Today, we are going to clear the smoke and explore the history of cigar manufacturing in Florida and its ties to Cuban heritage. The production of cigars has a long history in Florida, with small-scale operations founded by Cuban immigrants beginning as early as the 1830s. The trend continued for the next several decades and saw a large growth just after the Civil War. Key West was the first bastion of the production, as it was the physically closest point to Cuba, making it easy to source Cuban tobacco and laborers. In the late 1800s, production began to shift away from Key West to the small port city of Tampa. New railroad connections and an improved port greatly improved the appeal of the town for businesses. In 1885, cigar manufacturer Vicente Martinez Ybor moved his factory from Key West to Tampa, and soon others followed suit. Into the 1890s, Cuba was governed by Spain and had undergone decades of armed struggle for independence. Many, including Ybor himself, were exiles who, because of their support for Cuban independence, had to flee the country or face arrest. By 1910, the area known as Ybor City housed over 150 factories and employed more than 10,000 workers. The majority of these were Cuban immigrants who created a strong community around these factories. The cigar industry in Florida continued to grow, aided by a booming tobacco farming industry and the popularity of the many well-known brands that embraced their workers' heritage, well-known figures, and local landmarks on their labels. The elaborately decorated labels themselves became popular collector items for many tourists. Eventually, the industry faltered as the economic hardships of the Great Depression lowered demand, and the increase of machinery in cigar production reduced the required workforce. By World War II, many of the once prominent cigar factories in Ybor and elsewhere had closed. Labels from the early 1900s such as these continue the story of Ybor City and Tampa's prominent tobacco industry, showcasing the effect of Cuban immigrants on Florida. Thank you for joining me today, and until next time, I'm David here at the Museum of Florida History.